What's up? So if you're like me, you probably want to learn how to get the most out of your phone and basically what you can do to maximize your productivity and just your overall use of your phone. So I have an iPhone 13, but I had a 12 before this. I wanted to show you guys how to get the most out of your phone. I know I haven't been posting very consistently, but we're going to get back on the grind of these videos. So if you enjoy any of the videos I've made recently, I've seen a lot more people kind of join in. Not a lot. I mean, it's like 50 people. But hey, if you guys are enjoying these videos, be sure to drop a subscribe or just a like to let me know which videos that you guys are liking the most or getting the most enjoyment out of. Use it basically as kind of a poll for me. But essentially, what we're going to be doing today is going over 5 of my favorite iPhone 13 hacks, but these also work on a lot of the other iPhones too, which I think is sick. So yeah, these will be transferable. So my first hack is called transparent widgets. These look really cool on your home screen, so it'll basically be a literal transparent widget. You won't be able to see anything. My only issue with these is if you're running the beta like I am, when you have them up higher on your screen, you'll see that it's gonna have a little border around where the title would be. So it's kind of annoying because it just shows that little edge and it makes it look it's not really on point. So you're gonna want to have it with a wallpaper that's darker in colors so that way that little border does not show up. I've tried tons of ways to get rid of it. I haven't found a good way. I even tried reducing the transparency, but that also didn't work. The next one I'm going to show you is called Unsplash. So Unsplash will actually show you a ton of these super sick wallpapers you can download. I know a lot of people go on Google just type in cool wallpapers or aesthetic wallpapers, but you're not going to find anything super high quality, but Unsplash has a ton of free wallpapers. Another great way to find good wallpapers is going to be going over to r/iOS setups, which is something I browse pretty frequently just to get ideas for these videos, and sometimes I post on there too. Yeah, I think Unsplash is going to be the way to go to find these wallpapers, and in fact I actually found the wallpaper that I'm using today with Unsplash, which I think is super sick. Another one that people don't often realize you could do is actually moving your home screen. So if you hold down on the screen, you can actually enable and disable certain pages. But I'm going to take this a step further with iOS 16, which some of you may have. If not, I got a video on how to download iOS 16 right here in this iCard. So next I want to talk about basically getting your battery health to last much longer than you would. So normally Apple has this program where you basically pay 50 bucks and you get a replacement battery for your phone. As long as nothing's cracked, which in my case, it really always is cracked. But have your battery health last longer, you gotta go into your settings, and then you gotta go into the general battery, and then battery health, and then there's this thing called optimize charging. All you gotta do is just click that optimize charging button, and then what it'll do is it'll learn your routine of when you wake up and stuff. So when you charge your phone at night, it'll charge all the way up to 80%, and then slowly for that last 20%, slowly charge up all the way up to 100%. And then when you wake up, you probably won't notice a difference. I personally don't notice the difference, but it just helps extend the life of my battery a lot longer than it normally would be, which I think is a super nice feature. Next, I want to talk about the home screen. So what's really cool about your home screen is you can actually hold on the phone and get different home screen layouts and then unselect ones and select others. But there's a whole nother way to do this in iOS 16. And if you don't have iOS 16, be sure to click the little button. I'll show you a little bit about iOS 16. But basically what you do is you're going to hold down on your phone screen and then you're able to select different pages. But when you switch your wallpaper to another wallpaper, it'll have a whole different setup for you, which I think is super nice. And that way you have a work setup, a home setup. And when you're at home, you want to use YouTube and Snapchat and stuff like that. But maybe you don't want to use those apps at work and you use something like Outlook more, and then that way you can just switch it up depending on where you're at. Or you can even have a driving home screen too, but don't use your phone when you drive. I might be a hypocrite for that. Can't hear it from me. And my last feature is going to be scanning text in photos and stuff like that. So this is a pretty widely known feature, especially if you're watching this YouTube channel, you probably know about it. But I'm hoping I can get like maybe 2 or 3 people in on this little secret. Basically, you can take a photo of anything and copy the text of it, which I think is super cool. In iOS 16, you can actually copy objects and copy paste them, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You can just copy different text, or you can like convert things. You can look things up based off of it, or like for links, I found it's really helpful when someone doesn't link something on a page, like the link isn't valid, I just screenshot it and then copy paste the text into Safari, and then I can get to that link without having to type in each character myself. And it's actually super helpful for like license plates and remembering all that kind of stuff. And I've even had to do it for like passwords. What I found to help a lot is like have a note with all your passwords saved in it. And then you can just scan, or then you can just screenshot it and then scan your text and then delete that photo. You always have your passwords there to like autofill if you don't really want to use Apple's autofill feature itself. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I kind of went over this in the beginning, but be sure to click that little red button down below if you want to. If you want to, I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. I'm just saying it's there for you. There's also what's that? There's one right here, and then there's two right there, which I think is super cool. if you want to click those. But if not, I'll just sit here awkwardly and stare at you until you do. Okay, it's a little too awkward. Can you just click one?